Hello students, I welcome all of you to a new session of science. Students, today we are starting our 6th lesson. Before starting this lesson, I want to know how many of you are still left to complete your notebook. You are already given notes of 5 lessons, and if anyone is left to complete, they have to complete as early as possible. And the question answers you have to write in the notebook. Along with the question, you will be writing the answer. And objectives, if the questions are there in workbook, you can write only the answers to be written in the workbook. But suppose if the questions are not taken from the workbook, then you have to write down in the notebook along with the question. Okay, but maintaining the book is very important. Now, 5 lessons have to be completed in your notebook. Now we are starting the next lesson, physical and chemical changes. Students, in our daily life, we come across many types of changes. If we consider the cases from kitchen itself, from our home itself, preparation of tea, then sometimes the milk gets spoiled, spoiling of milk, preparing curd from the milk, preparing chapatis. Like that, many changes in a day we come across, right? And all these changes can broadly classified into two kinds. They are physical change and chemical changes. Many activities are given in textbook. We will go through some of the activity. As is given, cut a piece of paper in 4 square pieces. Cut each square piece further into 4 square pieces. Lay these pieces on the floor or table so that the pieces acquire the shape of the original piece of paper. Very simple activity only. Take a large sheet of paper, cut it into 4 pieces. Again, one of the 4 pieces you cut into still smaller pieces. And then if you try to join all the smaller pieces, to some extent you will be able to make the paper, but it will not look like the original sheet you have taken. Here, when you are making the paper pieces out of the large sheet, the paper is undergoing change in the size and shape, right? You have taken the larger sheet, when you are cutting them down, the shape of the paper changes and also size of the paper changes. That means here the paper undergoes change in size and shape. Same way, second activity will say, collect the chalk dust lying on the floor near the blackboard in your classroom, or crush a small piece of chalk into dust. We cannot do the first one as we are missing the school now. We can do the second one. Take a piece of chalk and crush it. Crush means powder it into dust. After that, you mix this powder with a little amount of water and try to make the original chalk. You will not be able to do that. You can powder it into, crush it into powder. After making the powder, it's not possible to make the original chalk from that. Here also, the chalk undergoes change in the size and shape. Now we will see what is the third activity given. Take some ice in a glass or plastic tumbler. Melt a small portion of the ice by placing the tumbler in the sun. You have now a mixture of ice and water. Now place the tumbler in a freezing mixture, that is the mixture made of ice and a common salt. Does the water become solid ice once again? Okay. Simple activity only. Take some ice in a glass tumbler, then keep it outside for some time. What happens? Ice slowly melt into water. Now in the tumbler, you will have a mixture of some pieces of ice and a little water. Now, what to do? Now place the tumbler in a freezing mixer. What is freezing mixer? A mixer made of ice and a common salt is called the freezing mixer. You can make the freezing mixer by adding some salt. Common salt means the salt used for cooking. salt to ice. And if you place the tumbler in the freezing mixer, what happens? Again, the water that is changed, the ice that is changed into water also will be condensing and will be changing into ice. Because freezing mixer, the temperature is low. So again, the water will change into ice. Here, the ice or the water undergoes change in the state. First, it was in solid state of ice. When it is kept outside, it changed into liquid state. Again, when this liquid mixture, when keeping in the freezing mixer, it is changing into ice. That means first is solid state, solid change into liquid. Again, liquid will be changing into solid state. That means here undergoes change in the state. Now we will see the next activity. Boil some water in a container. Do you see the steam rising from the surface of the water? Hold an inverted pan by the sandal over the steam at some distance from the boiling water. Observe the inner surface of the pan. What happens? What you have to do? Boil some water. Then after some time you can see when water starts vaporizing or evaporating, starts boiling, you can see vapors coming out of the container. That time, hold an inverted pan on over the steam. You will be getting the water vapor collecting on the surface of the pan. And after some time, this water vapor will be changing into water. That means first we have taken water, on heating this water change into the gaseous state of water vapor. Again on cooling down, water vapor will be changing into water. Here also the water undergoes change in the state. From liquid water, it change into gaseous state. Again on cooling the gaseous state, it will be coming back to the liquid state. And the next example is, hold a used hacksaw blade with a pair of tongs. Keep the tip of the free end of the flame of a gas stove. Wait for a few minutes. Then remove the blade from the flame. Observe the tip once again after some time. Here two activities are given together. First you have to take a hacksaw blade and then with the help of a pair of tongs, keep the tip of the free end of the flame over a gas stove. Means you have to heat the blade. When you heat this hacksaw blade, the color will change. It will be changing into red color on absorbing heat, or when you heat the hacksaw blade, it changes to red color. Then again when you cool it down, what happens? It will get back its original color. It will regain its original color. That means when you heat it, changing, again on cooling is regaining its original color. Here the blade undergoes change in the color. And all these activities, the substances have undergone change either in the size, shape, color, or the state. And these things like the size, shape, color, and state of a substance are called the physical properties. Or we can say, in all these activities, the substances undergo change in the physical properties, right? Either solid to liquid or liquid to gas or color change or the brittle shape change into powder. Like that, the substances, they have undergone change in the physical properties. Such a change in which a substance undergoes change in its physical property is called a physical change. So this paragraph is a summary of the portion I explained. What's a physical change? A change in which a substance undergoes change in its physical properties. What are the physical properties? It may be size, color, state, or the shape. Such a change is called a physical change. Can you give some example for physical change? We have come across now many changes, discussed about many changes. Formation of steam, formation of ice, here the heating of exoblade, and powdering of chalk, tearing of paper. These are all examples of physical change. But in all these cases, no new substance are formed, right? That only in a physical change, there is no formation of the new substance. No new substance are formed in a physical change. Now, In the next slide, I am going to show the important points you have to remember from the topic I explained. They are, see, changes can be broadly classified into two kinds. They are physical changes and chemical changes. Second point, properties such as shape, size, state, and the color of a substance are called its physical properties. Next, a change in which a substance undergoes change in its physical properties is called a physical change. With example, any more example, any other examples also you can write here. I have taken tearing of paper, formation of steam, powdering of chalk, or any other example also you can write here. And the most important point you have to remember is in a physical change, no new substance is formed. Okay, children. The next day we will meet again with a new topic.